Nah, leaving the unprofessionalism. It's fine.
Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to the new season of Brandon's Discuss Anime. I am your host, Brandon Horvath, and with me are my co-hosts, Brandon Ballinger.
You know, maybe we should redo the intro for every season just to keep it fresh.
Maybe? Maybe? Make it all spicy new.
Make it spicy new. Make it
It's all
less,
true.
uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Monotone. Make it a bit
Less-
more crazy.
Or
Focus
maybe,
pass.
or maybe a little bit odd.
Hey, look, man. If we wanted to go that route, let's just make it more appropriate to whatever the anime is we're doing.
And also with us, Uri Stokely.
Penis.
and,
Bye.
and we're demonetized.
There it goes. Yep. Yep, there it goes. Yep.
So, did you hear about the Game Boy collector?
Is this a joke?
No.
The name sounds familiar. I may
Nope.
have heard it in passing.
Mayumi underscore 1985 on Twitter has done it. He's a Japanese Twitter user, and he has recently completed his collection of Game Boy games.
I mean,
Oh,
over
wow.
in Japan, that's a hell of a lot easier than it is here.
He has all 1,244 games.
Damn.
Do you realize how cheap that is? Like most of those are to get over in Japan.
Up to
No.
a few months ago, he had every one but 8, and those 8 were extremely rare. I forget what some of them were in the original article.
Yeah, but I mean, like the majority of them are probably like a couple dollars, like in Japan
What?
versus here.
Yeah, but that's still an impressive collection of getting.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's a lot easier to do over there than it is over here. It is a lot less strain on your wallet.
But then again, some of them might be American exclusive or European exclusive.
True.
Again,
The Pokemon games are.
the vast
Probably
majority would
still
still be a
60s.
lot cheaper over there than here.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to like shit on the feet. I'm just saying I'm not surprised it's someone from Japan that managed it.
Right.
Because I mean, like, I was listening to I think it was earlier this week, the Dad and Sons podcast, where one of the guys is a game dev out there in Japan, and he picked up a DS, or was it a DS? It was either a DS or a Game Boy Advance. I forget which one. He picked up one of those, and he picked up a handful of games for it, and he only paid like $20.
Damn.
And I'm like, over here, that'd be like 60 to 80. Like,
Well, just for the freaking Game
just for
Boy.
the DS, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying if it wasn't for the help I received through Twitter, this would have probably taken me 5 years to do rather than 2 years.
Yeah, because like you said, they're rare, so just locating them in general would be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody says, hey, you're trying to get every single game, hey, I own this slightly rare game, how much do you want for it?
I want $200 billion. Gimme.
$1 million.
1 billion yen.
I don't know what that is. I don't know how much that is, but
About 9.8 million.
I literally looked that
Wow.
up too, yes. I'll use my lottery winnings for it. Better than purchasing like 1,000 CDs of a shitty band.
that's not what somebody did.
Let's just say that there are people that would be like, I love this band so much, I'm going to use all of my money to promote them
For free?
by
For the
buying
band?
their CDs.
Oh.
Or, well, there's the other crazy people that are like, give all my money to the church, to the point that I can barely live.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, if you like true crime, go ahead and look up what's his name? Fucking what's his name? His name was something Irwin.
Steve.
It was not Steve Irwin. That was a joke for it, but it was not Steve Irwin. Oh, he was a guy who was an artist. During his childhood, apparently his mom literally spent every single cent and sent it to the church to the point that she was begging on the streets for money.
God.
And he essentially, after growing up, turned into a sculptor and a murderer.
Robert Irwin?
What's that?
Robert Irwin?
That's him.
Seems like an alright guy.
Hey, look, man, you listen to the Chilluminati podcast, all right? They did a series. They did a couple episodes on him. Like, there's some messed up stuff in there about this guy.
Does this have anything to do with today's podcast?
One part of the previous minute does.
One part of the previous minute.
Collecting? Sculpting? Giving to a church? Begging?
You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait.
All right.
So, Ryan, I heard you had a reptile adventure.
Yeah, the hitchhiker.
So was that Wednesday night? Or third? Yeah. It was Wednesday. Was driving to work. Everything was normal. So I thought. Almost to work, and like maybe 3 miles from it, and I couldn't see my speedometer, and then
you're going at night, so it's dark in your car.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at all. Even like with the light from my speedometer and gauges, like didn't see anything, didn't notice. So at this point, I'm going down a hill on the back roads, and I look down in I couldn't see speedometer. I already said that, I think.
Yeah.
And I turned my interior light on for a second, and then I saw it was a snake that was obscuring my vision. And then in that moment, I had what would be called a panic attack or hyperventilation. It was like, imagine a deaf guy being attacked by bees. That's what I said. I made a noise I've never made before. I was like, and then I just yelled for a bit. And I kept him in the car till I got to work. I got to a red light at the highway right across from there, and I was debating throwing him out on the road, but I waited till I was in the parking lot, put on a glove, and yeeted him a good 15 feet, and he slithered away.
So you don't have like any kind of snake phobia?
I'm not scared of snakes when they're in there, like where they're supposed to be or whatever, but being in a confined space and it's surprising you was terrifying.
I'm trying to tell from the picture you posted.
It was about
what kind of snake it is.
It was only a garter snake. Once I saw it was a garter snake, I was
gonna say
didn't really freak out as much.
And the spots on it are throwing me off because I don't think garters usually have spots.
Yeah, they have like a weird pattern like that. Because I googled it, what one looked like, and because I knew it had like the line.
Yeah, it has the lines of a garter snake, but the spots again. I don't think I've ever seen one with spotted.
Yeah, neither did I. But yeah. It was pretty terrifying. But yeah, I checked after work for more. Also now I just have a fear of driving at night. The past 2 nights driving into work, I kept like imagining snakes coming out of my vents.
Snakes in a plane, try snakes in a car.
Yeah, it's worse. There's nowhere to go. And my hand, like it was on the steering column, basically. It was like less than a foot from my hand.
Yeah, right. And like
So if it
it's like
was,
wrapping there around where your turn signals are.
yeah. So if it was like a venomous snake, I would have probably been bitten, I'd imagine.
I'm surprised the snake was that calm with you driving.
Dude, when I started yelling, he just like perked up and like looked at me. I'm like, dude, get the. He's just like freaked me out. He just looks up, looking at me like, yo, chill, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm like, no, you don't belong in my goddamn car while I'm.
Its eyes are red. It's just baked. It's got like a doobie in its mouth. Come on, dude. No need to freak out, man. Just chill, dog.
Dude, it was. Yeah. No bueno, man. And then I bumped into my auxiliary cable. While that was happening, I thought it was another snake and freaked out again.
Oh, God. This is what we're going to have to worry about on our way to the Ren Fair, because you're the one driving this.
Well, I think by then I'll forget.
No, but we'll have to worry that there's snakes in the back seat now.
Oh, true. I mean, don't worry, I'll have it. I'll check for snakes.
Look, man, there might be eggs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Get your car inspected. Can you check for eggs?
No. You bring the car and you're like, I keep hearing this hissing. I think my tires are leaking. You just open up like the back seat. There's snakes everywhere.
Oh, so that's what it was.
You're like super calm, but everyone else is freaking out. It's like, what? I already dealt with this one time.
Dude, honestly, if I saw him in the parking lot again, I was gonna scoop him up in a box and bring him back so he could chill. But he either ran over or went in somebody else's car. So unless he went in back in my car and is chilling there.
He's got like a Rasta hat on too.
Yeah. It was like, I'd say like as long as a keyboard, a regular.
Weird, because he looks a lot longer in the picture here.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. It might have been. Yeah.
He looks like he'd be like a foot and a half or so.
Yeah. I guess my keyboard is kind of long or so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's wrapped around, so it's hard to tell. But based on the thickness of the body, I would guess around a foot and a half.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's like around how big my keyboard is. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd say foot and a half, 2 feet, probably 5 feet. Who knows, dude? Could have been terrifying.
He's like, hey, thanks for the ride, man. I really wanted to get some groceries.
Yeah. My dude's here. I got to pick up.
I was looking for some green leaves, man, if you know what I mean.
I'm looking at a picture of him now. He's actually really cute looking.
You have really turned around on this snake feeling, friend.
Yeah.
Anything going on with you, Brandon?
Nothing in particular. I went to a fair last weekend.
Oh.
It was fun until we got into a tight place between lines trying to get into like the main show that was going on there. And then it's like, oh shit, panic attack. We're cramped between a bunch of people. I don't like this. It didn't last long, but like it was very freakish at that point. I got a delicious big old elephant ear. Cinnamon sugar covered, delicious. I got myself what was the other thing I got? Oh, right. I got deep fried, not broccoli, cauliflower and mushrooms. Lovely battered, deep fried, delicious. We came back a second day. I did another elephant ear because, again, it was so good the first time. And I got a kielbasa on a roll with sauerkraut.
Oh, man.
Really nice.
What kind of fair was it? Or where was it? Was it like a big county fair? Or?
I can cut this part out if you want to say the name of the fair.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You can cut it out, I guess. I don't care.
So that area.
Yep, that area. Cutting back in. um, yeah. So what else was there? There was I'm trying to think. I did. Oh, right. So I don't think I told Brandon this. They have a stand there where it's basically a roulette, and you can win candy.
Hmm.
They spin a roulette wheel. It's about 0 to 13, I think, is the numbers,
Okay.
and you put down a quarter on whatever number you think it's gonna land on, right? Well, I'm like, oh well, I'll use whatever quarters I have and change in my wallet, which ended up being probably close to about $3.50, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
First spin, I win 3 bars of candy.
Oh, damn, dude.
What kind?
Any kind they have.
Oh. Okay. I thought it was like we are now auctioning off or
Nope.
for.
Nope.
Oh.
Literally, it is so like the pie wedge that's there that has one of the numbers on it, right? It's divvied up into like a big section of 1 bar, a smaller section of a 3 bar, which is I think 1 or 2 notches on the thing, a
Ah.
small notch of 4 bars, and then right smack dab in the middle is a box, which is 12 bars of candy.
Oh shit.
So I won 3 bars on the first spin, and then every single spin after that, I just failed miserably.
Oh.
I was like eyeballing. I'm like, can I tell how quickly he's spinning this thing? Like, can I judge where it's about to land, give or take? And while it wasn't a consistent spin, so he was putting more and less power into it depending on how he was spinning it. I was more or less judging it within 1 or 2 slots of where it should be. So I was close every single time, but I never got it dead on again after the first one.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I won 3 bars. Uh, and they give you a ticket for like three, four, box one, etc. And then you turn it in on the other end of the stand. Uh, I wanted Reese's Pieces; they were out, unfortunately.
Oh.
What I ended up getting is they also have like some of the cookies there, like the 4 pack or so of like say Oreos or something, right? I ended up getting like 2 Nutter Butters and I got a bag of Sour Patch Kids because I'm like I was looking also for like the Mike and Ike Gazowers ones because I like those a lot, but those weren't there. They had regular Mike and Ikes, and I'm like I don't need those. I mean, all in all, it wasn't bad. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like there was more there, but I'm not remembering it offhand. I don't know. Either way.
Okay. And today's May is a very recent one. Maybe one of the top three in terms of us covering it from when the anime was originally released. But Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
I did bring it up in passing earlier this year. Yes, the name is Odd Taxi.
Hmm. So, Odd Taxi. It's like time travel, like a taxi driver. It takes him getting the taxi, time travel.
Is there a hot tub in the back too?
Yeah. uh, Odd Taxi, driven by like a ostrich or something, in the top hat,
Mm-hmm.
stretch limo.
Monocles maybe too.
Yeah, 2 monocles because he's that rich.
2 monocles.
And yeah, just picks you up. You're like, oh, I want to go to the year, whatever, you know. And he's like, all right, and call. He just flies, zips through, and then it's that like each episode's different thing. Like somebody's like, oh, I'm going back in time to fucking beat up a kid or something, you know. That's,
I will punch Hitler in the face.
yeah,
I was
Kid
just
Hitler.
thinking that. I was just going to say that.
yeah, it could be Kid Hitler, dude. Like, imagine just some dude like wearing Yeezys, running up, like just wearing baggy clothes, running up on little Hitler with like a bat and just downing him in front of everyone. And you're just like, it's for a good reason. You just run away, and they just see like a lightning bolt in the sky, and you're like, what the hell? And little Hitler's just brain damage.
Well, then here's the question then. Like, what kind of time paradox are we working with here?
Then I guess another guy like Himmler, I guess, or some other dude does the same thing, I guess. Who knows? Or like, I don't know. Sweden, they could have like
Or does it turn into alternate timelines?
alternate timelines. Yeah, maybe from him being mentally challenged, he makes an uprising. It'd be like,
oh god, it just happens earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate baseball! And Hitler goes on a rampage against baseball.
Yeah. So he just doesn't like baseball players, and they're like, "Wow, you and
it's not the Jews anymore. It's baseball as a sport and a thing."
Yeah, thank God. Everyone's like, "Thank God, dude." Nobody gives a shit, especially over there.
And it's all because Hitler just has the subconscious fear of baseballs because he doesn't even remember the incident happening.
And also just a huge dent in his head.
Tell me, does this look noticeable?
Sir, it's like he has a mustache.
Don't mention his dent ever.
He just has like the mustache in his dent instead.
like everything just looks perfect, like in all the pictures and the portraits, because people are doctoring it to make it look good.
Yeah.
But like you have this guy that they introduced to Hitler like for the first time, and it's like, whatever you do not mention his dent. His what? You'll see. Walks in. Oh my god, what is wrong with your head? Killed.
His one eye is just like where his nose should be. It's like that caved in. Like we kind of saved him.
Wow.
He's just like doesn't like actually watch old footage, and he wouldn't know if he's speaking German or not. He's just yelling.
They have like whenever he's on stage, they have like somebody that's a lookalike that's supposed to be like the actual one that's there for the photos and stuff. And they have like an interpreter interpreting Hitler's like speech pattern, so that way it sounds right.
He couldn't be a macaroni artist. He wasn't good enough, so then he got his revenge.
That's one of the alternate timelines. He gets an F- on a macaroni art in kindergarten. Jesus Christ. He starts like an elementary school uprising against the teachers.
I hate macaroni!
And I hate everything.
We shall never have macaroni in school again!
Vote for me for the school dictator, please.
He becomes the school principal / dictator. He just do it for threats. This is horrible.
All right, what's up?
Okay, it actually was
I'm gonna cry.
April to June of 2021, so very recent. There is a manga that started about 2 or 3 months before the anime, so I'm not too sure if which actually was planned first. Was the manga promoting the soon-to-be-released anime, or is the anime based on the idea of the manga? Because the manga is still going on as of September 2021.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if the ending will be different or will it cover a greater scope of a story.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon, did you know this had a partner web release each week?
No, I did not.
An audio podcast release interviewing some of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So that might give you more information about the greater scope of the world. Do you remember the pen that was floating around in several background scenes only to make a direct appearance in like the final minute.
Pen?
The pen that the one character was holding with a heart on the end, it was like candy.
Oh yes, that one. Yes, I remembered. I remembered that, and I'm just like, I know I remembered at the end, and I'm like, I forget who had this before. Somebody's had this, and I couldn't, for the life of me, remember.
Supposedly, it's in almost every episode in the background.
Huh.
And that pen has, I think I read, a recording device in it, and it gets passed around, and that's what the mini podcast is about. This guy, like, recollecting the pen and finding out stories about the world.
That was the other thing I was curious about. Now that you've mentioned it and that specific character was brought up, we're not going to mention it here just because with this being a mystery series, we're obviously going to leave some big chunks out of this for anyone who actually wants to, go and see it, and obviously for Orion himself, because it is only 13 episodes. It's not long.
I highly recommend this to anybody listening, and to you, Orion. This is amazing.
So I was gonna say, so let me
Okay.
finish this thought for a second.
Sorry.
You remember how a phone gets slipped into the taxi, right?
Right.
You remember who did that? Like
Yes.
who the person that actually slipped that phone in there was?
Yes.
I have to ask, because this is something that's never cleared up. What is the connection between the person that put the phone into the taxi and the person that was using that phone as a tracker? Because that is never explained at all. That is one of the big gaping missing pieces in here, is that connection between those two people.
I saw it was not subtitled by Crunchyroll or something, but
No, probably because it's supposed to be off camera. Because
no. The
Or not
audio
off camera.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I did see the Odd Taxi Wiki does have a translation for all 13 episodes.
Okay.
So the translated script. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe they have links to all 13 web files that you could listen to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I might go back and listen to them and just like read along and just find out maybe a little more, be like, oh yeah, this is why person X did this, or this is why person Y did this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say our main character, Ryan, is a walrus.
Oh, like a all right. So does he have legs?
Yes.
Let me get you a picture. Keep talking, Brennan. I'll get
Are
you.
there other animals in this setting?
Everyone's an animal.
Yes.
Everyone's an animal. What is this? What is his name? Walter?
Nope.
The walrus?
Hiroshi Otokawa,
All right, I'll go with that.
a middle-aged taxi driving walrus.
Oh, damn.
Let's see here.
So he's
41, I
driving.
believe, is his age, if I
Yes.
recall correctly.
The
There you go. There he is.
You got kids to feed, huh?
No kids.
No,
nice.
no family. No family at
I
all.
like this art style here.
The interesting quote-unquote part is they have meandering Seinfeldian-like conversations that are remarkably mundane, but build the world.
Is he like the character you just follow? Are there just recurring characters, or
I would say there's like
is it just different people every time?
about
Or
a dozen main characters, and,
Oh, damn.
and
Yeah.
all manage to weave themselves together.
Yep. They all tend to weave themselves together. Almost every detail that's in here comes back at some point.
Like a Tarantino movie.
Kind
even
of.
even like little hints that were like in the first or second episode play like a giant role later.
How long are these episodes? That
Half an
Half
hour.
hour.
Oh wow! So they must fill a lot of stuff
Like-
in there in just that small amount of time.
I won't tell you how it happens, but like this one of a kind eraser is given to the taxi driver and it plays a massive role later on.
Yeah. And just a brief explanation about the first episode. He picks up this college age hippo, and this hippo is like, I want to be internet famous. How can I do that? And Hiroshi's like, well, why do you want to be famous online? So they have a good 7-8 minute conversation about the positives and negatives about being famous online.
Well, that and like at the same time, kind of giving like a deep dive into this guy's like subconscious and reasoning as to why. Like, what is it that makes you want to be like that?
And although it's a mundane conversation, it's world building. It's half interesting at the same time.
Well, heck, even like the radio station he has on, which is a bunch of like amateur comedians that he likes, are literally the people that come up again. Like, one of them becomes famous at one point during this, while the other one is like not as far along, and they're like, should we break up or whatnot? They even get into his taxi at one point and he recognizes their voices.
And now that we revealed that everybody is an animal, the giraffe, he's the main host of the podcast.
Oh, Satoshi.
Yes.
Interesting. So they're even in character there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes me even more curious what the fuck Satoshi was doing with this pen.
And I'm not exactly sure if it is like 1-for-1 or if like episode 1 of the podcast takes place during the events of episode or midway through episode 2, even though they were released I think the same day as the television episode.
Mm-hmm.
So when it gets near the end, things may be like, okay, this takes place 3 weeks before, and then is like, oh, now it's like right now, or maybe after episode 13, or I don't know.
So here's one of the big things in this story, right? Here's the main story beat that keeps circulating throughout these 13 episodes.
Yeah.
There is a girl that went missing.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly people suspect the taxi driver of being involved.
Who is the walrus man?
Who is the walrus
Yes.
man?
Okay.
Like a lot of people suspect him because it was his taxi that drove her to the last place she was seen. And while he does have like a camera, like a dash camera essentially to keep recordings of whoever he comes and goes with, nobody at this point had like really come for that, memory card data. So, he's just off doing his job.
Yeah.
Shit starts getting real when we start getting the cops involved, and cops they take the info, and we find out there's dirty cops and fun stuff like that, and that the Yakuza is involved.
Oh shit, there's Yakuza in here in this world?
Of course there are. This is Japan.
Oh!
This is Animal Japan.
And I'm going to probably watch this pronunciation, but the tapir?
Tapir.
Do you recognize
Or tapir.
his voice?
Yep, that's the one I was thinking of.
Kiryu!
Literally the first time, I'm like, that sounds really close. And then the second time he's there, I'm like, let me take a look. Yep, it's fucking Kiryu.
From Yakuza.
From the Yakuza game series.
Oh, okay. Like the main character?
Yeah, the main character of the Yakuza game series is a character in here who is also like, he's got Yakuza tattoos, I'll say that much. But outside of that, Hard to say.
Just like a in between. Is he actually affiliated? I guess you don't want
Yeah, we're not sure.
to. Okay.
For
So this podcast,
I haven't listened to it yet.
we don't know. Yeah, all I know is whatever he said. We have no ideas.
You can ask me, but I'm not too sure if I'll be able to answer.
so there's a one of the characters in this show have a podcast.
Mostly the giraffe does.
Okay.
Who I think is also he's a high school kid, right?
Yes, he is.
I was gonna say I don't think he hit university yet.
Okay. All right. And there's a magic pen or a pen that has
A recording device in it,
recording
supposedly.
device. Oh, okay. I've seen those before.
Yes, but I'm not 100% sure about the whole pen subplot because that's mostly brought up in the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it even existed until he said it. This podcast thing is not hinted at all in the series.
It may have been announced in Japan, right during commercial.
Oh, it probably was. It's just a matter of it's not shown here in the show itself at all. There's nothing to indicate that there's extra material.
So in the show, so they just cut extra stuff out for the American version? Or
No.
What?
No, this is...
Is there all right, this is confusing me. So this giraffe is doing a podcast about the show.
Yes, as extra material online.
Oh, so he's not a podcaster into the show, or is he? But that's what his podcast is about.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a podcaster. I'm assuming this is the case. He's a podcaster in the show, but he is such a unseen character. I think he shows up a total of twice. No, I think he shows up a total of twice in person, and then he's also writing into the comedy duo. Okay. So they've read his letters on their radio show. So other than that, he's barely in it.
Okay. And wait, what's the radio show?
The radio show is the one that the walrus listens to.
Okay, I was about to ask.
Yeah, it's the same one that the walrus listens to.
What kind of radio is zoo
comedy?
Radio,
it's a comedy show.
Okay.
The Homo sapiens.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, nice. He's listening to two dudes talk or something?
Basically, yes.
Two people talk.
A horse and a warthog. And they're
not. That's not the definition. What kind of podcast are they? They just talk about humans? Wait, are there humans in this world at all?
No.
Wait, so why would that doesn't... Damn, so that word exists in their world.
Yeah.
That's the name of comedy duo.
This might be a Sonic the Hedgehog style thing where, there was a world disaster and now everyone's animal people.
Oh. Or Bikini Bottom?
Maybe.
Or this guy might just have mental issues.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Are they all actually animals, or is this just somebody's viewpoint of the world?
Because he's visiting his doctor, and the doctor says, "What do I look like?" And Orikawa says, "You look like a gorilla." The doctor responds, "Well, that's not untrue."
Well, and then there's a point where the nurse there is like, "Well, what about me?" And he's like, she says something. I forget exactly what the line is. And he goes, "Well, you're the only alpaca around here."
And she just
laughs at
giggle.
him. Yeah, she just laughs at that.
So that's they could be a breadcrumb that this is just somebody
that's delusional or something. Yeah,
everyone is animals. Okay, that's actually pretty. Honestly, this does sound like a good show.
Well, it's even more interesting because, if you start looking at some of the themes of this, everyone seems to be in their own delusion to one level or another. Like the guy that wants to be that little hippo kid that wants to be famous, right, online. He gets into a delusion because eventually he does succeed that, but it's clear it's not what he thought or wanted it to be, and he's stuck living that delusion now because of all his followers. You get like
Skunk, who really, really, really loves this
the
pop group.
mhm.
And he eventually wins the lottery, wins 1 billion yen as a callback to what?
9.8
Yep,
million.
9.8 million. He's like,
Yes.
I'm going to buy Mystery Kiss merch.
Yeah, he's gonna buy all their CDs on the way on when it debuts their first
Ooh.
single. So he's gonna spend it all there. He's delusional into that. The only one that you can argue isn't is the taxi driver because he's literally being the straight man to everyone.
Yeah, I was about to say he's just more of the observer or
Yeah,
more of like the viewer.
Mm-hmm. You've got the comedy duo who are trying to like push themselves to get into. I think this is like the third year they're trying this through like the amateur comedy thing to be like big comedy stars.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is pretty funny. That's like a real thing that
Um,
happens.
literally everyone seems to have some sort of delusion in here to one level or another.
Okay.
Hell, Goriki, the gorilla doctor, at one point discovers that medicine is starting to go missing from his clinic, and he's like, I've got to shut down, otherwise, the police will start inspecting things, and I won't be able to carry a license anymore.
and Yano, a Yakuza member who speaks only in rap.
It's literally rap. And while it doesn't work for me, only because it's in Japanese, the subtitles are like, I can totally see some dude rapping this through the entire way.
And
Because they got like the beat and everything going.
I kind of liked it once the overarching plot kind of collapses. He's like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is not the way it's supposed to go. And one of his lackeys is like, Yano, you're not speaking in verse anymore.
Like, literally, it's when he's starting to have like a panic attack over shit going wrong that he breaks his rapping.
Because, like, except for that one small scene, like 99.99% of his lines are rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he first encounters Otakawa and like bumps into him on the street, he starts like beatboxing, and Otakawa says like, "What? No,
Just so confused at this.
you were in my way."
Like, there's another character who's like getting back to like the delusional thing, who is obsessed with started off actually being obsessed with being better than his classmates, or at least trying to do that. Because as far as he was concerned, he didn't have any standout talents. He wasn't funny. He wasn't cool. He wasn't good looking. In his head, the only way he could do that was by being a collector of like these really cool erasers. And then he kind of steals a credit card from his dad and spends like, God, what was it? It was 100,000 yen, so like $10,000.
Yeah, like if we're doing the 9.8, so closer to 9,800 ish.
So yeah, it's close enough. But yeah, to which his dad then literally beats the shit out of him, and
deservingly so.
Well, I mean,
What are you gonna do? Call out the company and tell them it was a mistake?
No refunds.
No refunds, no nothing.
Yeah, dude. That kid would be working in the kitchen, freaking paying the meat back.
Fast forward 16 years later, he's in what seems to be a more or less a dead end job, obsessed now with like a game, an online game, which is constantly draining his funds.
And he encounters a familiar name at the top of the leaderboards of the game.
The same guy that posted that one of a kind eraser,
and never followed through,
and never sent the item.
Oh wait, the one that he spent the nine.
The like
when he was a kid. Well, how old was he when he did that?
God, I want to say he was barely a teenager.
Maybe like 10, 11.
Yeah, like somewhere between 10 and 13.
Damn.
So all these things tie together.
Yeah, he sees that the top of that leaderboard is the same name. Well, I should say leaderboard of that game is the same guy that scammed him out of $10,000.
So does the walrus like meet all these people through just giving them rides?
Most.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
one or two that he encounters through other means.
And like, all right, so
We should also point out, because this does happen in like episode 1 or 2, that he's talking to someone or something in his closet, and nobody knows who or what.
You can run away at any time. I'm not holding you hostage.
Yep. Literally, that's like the line he uses when talking to the thing.
wait, he says that to it?
To whatever's in his closet, yes.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Maybe he is. Wait, is that to just like throw you off because you don't know if because he's a suspect
Could be.
and that could be
It,
the
it
girl?
might be.
What if it's just like a puppet or something or
Might be.
Might be.
skeletons?
It is in a closet, Orion. There might be plenty of skeletons.
Interesting.
And going back to Kiryu for just a minute, I loved it when Kakihana was just...
He's like some kind of monkey guy.
When Kakihana was in like the train station or something, the Tamir comes down, starts talking to him, Kakihana's like, answering him, and you find out he was talking on like his earpiece, on his earpiece cell phone. So it's like, even though the answers were lining up almost perfectly, no, I wasn't talking to you.
He doesn't even respond. He doesn't even know that Kakihana was talking. He just takes the earpiece out, and Kakihana is just like, what the fuck? He was on the phone the whole...
Like, that was good.
That's fine. We were more or less wrapping up here.
Okay.
And
Because there's not much really we can tell without, like,
Spoiling
plot.
All right.
And just one thing, and I know I was mentioning this to you, but are we to assume that Mystery Kiss does the closing?
I'm pretty sure it's that same intro song that we got when we were first, like, meeting all the characters or so in the first episode. If not, it sounds like them.
Mr. Kiss is a good name for a band.
Yeah.
This is on
when your two background singers are in masks.
Is this on Netflix, you said?
I think it's Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, okay.
Yep. Although you could also watch it on Verve, which is what I did.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, Verve is free. You just have to do ads.
I have Verve Premium.
Oh.
So he doesn't have ads.
All right.
Yes.
So
I
this
would
looks
say
like
watch it. It's really
yeah.
interesting.
I mean, I like the art style.
Well, it's even more interesting because like most of the art is like, God, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It very much feels like something that was drawn on paper, like the way it looks,
Okay.
like with a colored pencil or something.
Okay.
Whereas the characters, I think, are at least somewhat CG.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the cars that are actually 3D objects. It's surprising how well the art blends together.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
It's very good, Orion. Do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And just like, I think the best part about this is like how all the characters are interconnected in some way or another.
My tiniest complaint I have about this is only that, like, well, obviously besides what you and I'll get into later with like
The deep end.
yeah, like little plot holes and other loose ends that aren't exactly wrapped up. The first 3 episodes do feel a little slow, but it picks up real quick after that.
okay.
And like I said, since the first 9 minutes are basically having a conversation about the perks of being internet famous, that's basically all it is, just sitting in a taxi.
Okay. That's a cool concept for a show. Just having, like, I know you said there's probably scenes of him outside of the taxi or whatever doing
There's plenty
mundane
of them,
things. But like getting to know the characters, I guess. They talk in the taxi for the most part.
There is something we also didn't mention, is that like this walrus, has like extreme insomnia, like he cannot sleep.
Oh, okay. He looks tired or just annoyed.
Yeah. He has a trouble sleeping, and that's part of the reason why he goes to his doctor, is to like try and get something that'll help him like pass out.
Yeah.
Favorite character? Do you want to say?
God, they're all really good.
I'm gonna go with the walrus. He looks pretty cool.
If it's not Otokawa as the walrus, then my favorite one is probably like, oh God, they're so hard. It's so hard to pick. You pick one first, because I'm trying to struggle here.
You're right. That is pretty tough, but I will maybe say the baboon, Dobu, who we really didn't bring up that much.
Yeah.
Who is kind of a more positive Yakuza member as opposed to everybody else.
It's hard to say because he does seem to like to play both sides.
Yeah, but
But yeah, we need to wrap up.
Yeah, I would say him, Dobu, and maybe Gorikiri if we're taking Otokawa out of it.
Yeah, my first thought was Goriki, the doctor. But yeah, let's wrap up then. We got a timeline we gotta do, unfortunately.
Yeah. So until we enter the deep end,
that's it for Odd Taxi.
Yep, next time we will be reading books to small magical children.
Huh. All right.
No,
Take it easy.
All right. Later.